Hello everyone and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode we did a very long side quest about Nopon cocaine, that is, red polanorbs and everything associated with them. This episode is, well, it's a weird one. I was going to say it's going to be side quest content, but it's not really. It's side content. We'll only be doing one quest, and it's a bit of a weird one anyway. But I'll just be kind of getting ready for our next... So next episode we'll start again with the actual, plot. We'll be working our way up the Bionis. It's going to be all very exciting. There's going to be some side quests, but nowhere near as many as we've been doing of late. And I just want to prepare for that and kind of show off some cool stuff. So first things first. What I want to buy from here isn't here. It must be the other shop in here. It is, in fact, the other one in here. Art books. We've got almost all the art books we've got access to at the moment. Annoyingly, Fiora's stuck with a load of low-level arts, and her art books for that basically are either random drops from enemies on Bionis, or we don't get to them for ages yet. But Ryan's Magnum Charge we use quite a lot, and that's one of the last few arts that we've got equipped where we have access to the book, but I haven't purchased it yet. So, there we go. To start off with, we're actually going to go all the way back down to Colony 9. There's a quest I hoped would be available by now, but it doesn't seem to be. Because it unlocks at 5-star affinity with Colony 9 and we only have 4. I think we're very close to having 5. We'll never actually know. You only find out when you actually go up a level, which is really annoying because some things actually do require, say, 4.5 stars, which you don't know because you never get 4.5 stars marked off. I'm really surprised that I got 5 stars with Central Bionis before Colony 9, because normally you get Colony 9 faster, and there's actually almost no quests we can even do in Colony 9 right now. There are some we could do, but then there are arcs that continue later on, which is what I'll need to do, so it puts off a quest that I wanted to have it now, which is a bit annoying. Colony 6 we're still only up to 3 stars. At Hidden Village we're at 4, nearly 5. Hidden Village, as I say, is the smallest area, so you build up affinity quickly. And I suspect we're nearly there with this as well. Our affinity chart is looking pretty cool. Left half is definitely a lot fuller than the right. And now I'm going to show off something a little unusual. Let's head over to the marketplace. And here we have Sonia. We're going to trade with her. But trade for what? If we look at the Collectopedia, you'll notice I have filled in all of it as we've gone along. You can see the way the markers move around the edges there. We've kind of got everything. Haven't finished Galahad Fortress. That's actually one of the plans for this episode. Don't worry, we're getting there. But if we go back here to Colony 9 and then go one to the left, the other Collectopedia. This is its own weird thing, and we're only recently actually have access to the elements of this. And they're strange. You only get them by trading with certain very specific people at usually quite high affinity levels and or quite high cost levels. If we trade with Sonia, she is offering a trade for the Minute Mantis. Or the Minute Mantis, but I always think it's minute. It costs 16,000 to trade for, so you need some, like these are Magna Forest, Fallen Arm, Galahad Fortress, Sword Valley. You need some later game, or at least mid-game, certainly, collectibles in order to trade for this thing. But we can trade a Magna Forest Gravel Disc, happily enough, for a Minute Mantis. And that gets us an achievement in its own right, the Mysterious Mantis. In fact, everything that's on the other Collectopedia page is an achievement just to get it. The buggers are hard to find, to say the least. We'll slap that into the Collectopedia straight away. Now, what I'm going to do here is combine gathering some of these other Collectopedia things, we can't get them all, we can get many of them, with a demonstration. You'll have got an idea of it already, because obviously you've seen me playing this, but a real demonstration of just how big this world is. Because I'm going to walk from here to Erith Sea, and then down Valak Mountain, through Sword Valley, and down to the Fallen Arm over the course of this episode. I'm going to walk, there'll be no fast travelling for anyone. And you will get an idea of just the scale of this world. It's cool to show off. I'll let some of the music play, because I love the music in this game. Wonderful chance to listen to that a little bit. Future Doctor, timer please in the top left. I want to demonstrate how long this takes as well. And let's start our journey. Remember, I might hop back in again occasionally with thoughts. Remember when Shulk and Ryan set off here with the goal of killing Metalface, who we had no idea was Dunban's old friend Mumkar, all this long ago? We've barely actually been back in the wilds of Colony 9 since then. And now this brings us to Tephra Cave. Tephra Cave, as a place, still has some mysteries for us. There are a couple of areas we can't get to in it. It's unusual for such an early area game. Like, for example, Colony 9, we've got every single landmark in. We've got the same in, Colony 6, Ether Mine, all those kind of places, even Tutorial Marsh and Magna Forest. But Tephra Cave, we haven't got that, nor will we for quite some time, because there's some surprisingly late game stuff deep in Tephra Cave. We'll also learn a little bit more about the cylinder hanger. Do you remember when we were first in there, very early on in the game, we triggered a kind of automated defense measure thing. We'll find out a little bit more about what that is, what the Magmel ruins that we've kind of gone through are, where that kind of comes from. You might have some ideas already, having seen a lot more of the world of Bionis, but there we go. Now, who can forget this moment of our first sight of the Mechonis, which is momentous enough in itself, but even better, it's our first connection through to Gower Plain, the first area of the game that really feels massive, and an amazing bit of music, which I'm just going to let play. And here we are, arriving up to Colony 6. We're going to nip inside the colony quickly, because we actually have some business here. Now, we need to make a daytime here. And we will find Makrish here. If we trade with Makrish, we will find the Coin of Fortune. 27,000 this costs to trade for, which is a lot. We actually have one item, the Frost Glass from Valiant Mount, of which we only have 4, which is high enough to allow us to trade for this, and that's with a skill from Ricky that's bringing down the amount we get for trading things. Absurdly high value, the Coin of Fortune. Acquiring it, it's one of, actually, I lied when I said they all get you an achievement. That one apparently doesn't, but we can plug it into the Collectopedia nonetheless. Fiora felt destined to name this. A gold coin once used as a currency. For getting 2, we get a cool bit of... Actually, I may have noticed in these bits, as you plug in more things, more collectibles, you get artwork from each area. Here you get some really cool stuff. That's a really cool shot of the Mechonis that's not from anywhere in the game, it's just artwork. Which is really awesome to see. I realised I never did something that I said I was going to do for this. Is it on these? No. I gathered some green gems a couple of episodes ago with the goal of creating Quick Step gems. Quick Step makes you move faster. I was going to use it for this. Forgot to. Let's whip up some of those quickly. Well, that's us up to full Quick Step, which is 25%, so that'll make Shot move a bit faster. Didn't realise I already had one on, so it's not going to make much of a difference anyway. I'm going to make it evening as we go into the next place, where we definitely want it to be nighttime. We're going to head across Colony, the Colony 6 area, past the site of my favourite cutscene in the game, perhaps. Is it my favourite? No, we have better upcoming, to be honest. But it's my favourite in the early game, the unfinished business cutscene, where Metalface first talks, and Dunban comes to the rescue, and it's fucking fantastic, and it's absolutely the point at which I think almost everyone who plays this game switches from "you had my attention" to "you have my curiosity." And then we'll head up through Tutorial Marsh, a place that we've actually explored almost to its limits now. There are a few things there we can yet do, but Tutorial, the shimmering marsh, doing its thing at nighttime. You will notice as well, we did not show off the Ether Mine, because the Ether Mine is mostly closed now and doesn't go anywhere really anymore. Now, here's a place that last time we came through it was very much a transitional area. Simply leads from Sartorial Marsh through to Magna Forest. There is more for us to do, much like Tephra Cave in time, in the Bionis interior, but none of it is open to us at this point. But soon it will be, but not until we've made a little more progress in the Mechonis. So we'll pass through here pretty quickly and into Magna Forest. Now, Magna Forest I quite like, especially at night. It doesn't feel as open or as big as Galplane, but it's because of its kind of like tree-filled nature, and it's, you know, it is a bit more physically enclosed. But I like how you pass over the river, and it has some cool views in it, definitely. Let's head through to the village of the Nopon, Frontier Village. So here we once again have some business. Let's head up to the archaeology level to a Nopon we're quite familiar with by now. You're not who I thought. Who the fuck's Tuzu? I guess Lupa's only out at nighttime, isn't she? I mean, I guess whoever we're looking for is only out at nighttime. Indeed, it is Lupa, and if we trade with Lupa, again, these are all you need to be at 4-star affinity for. Actually, it's only 3-star with Colony 6, because it appreciates that, but the rest is all 4-star before you can unlock these trades. The Love Beetle. Oh, technically that was an over trade, so we had a peachy leg joint as well. And yeah, that gives us Indigo Belligerence, which is another achievement for getting another collectible. Let's slap that in. And we've actually completed the bug, and this shows you the kind of rewards we get for this. First off, we get a cool shot of the Bionis as well. These are 2 shots in their opening battle, hence why they're kind of facing down another. AP up 5, you get some really high-level rewards for this. Notice I don't say good, I say high level. But AP up, yeah, massively increases your arts points that you gain for fighting. That's pretty good. My limiting factor at the moment is not AP, it's actually having arts unlocked with art books enough to actually sink the AP into them. So I won't be using that, but there we go. Let's head right to the top of Frontier Village. And unfortunately, I don't think this transport works anymore. If we talk to this person... Oh, she does send us to RSC. I thought it might do. So good. I was going to have to, you know, use my imagination and fast travel, but here, no, she will warp us happily up to... Latale Shore. More rain here. A very rainy walk so far. We're actually going to head... We could head all the way up to the top of Alchemoth for me to demonstrate, you know, just how much there is that way. But we were up at the top of Alchemoth recently. You know how big Alchemoth is. Instead, we need to head over to the Ether Plant up there. Now here we can trade with Jarak, the boss of the Ether Plant, for the Thunder Compass. Let's give him some star coral in return for that. Which gives us the achievement Stormy Outlook. Let's clock that one in as well. Still not done with these. There's 3 more to get in total, but 2 of them we can't actually get at the moment. For now, as I say, we're not going to bother climbing to the top of Alchemoth, partly because it's in the wrong direction. We've been in Alchemoth quite a lot. What we've been in far less is Prison Island. Now, Prison Island, as ever, I always love the aesthetic on it. It's giant, it's fucking spooky and creepy. Last time we were here in a storm. At night, it's got still a different, but still kind of sinister feel to it. If only just because it's this huge basalt fortress. It just looks so imposing, and I love it. But we'll let the music play here. We'll head up to the top. And Prison Island is up there again with Bionis Interior, Tephra Cave, with places that definitely have more secrets to hide. We'll be back here before the end, I assure you. And here we are at the Prison Terrace, home of that fantastic cutscene, Let the Shackles Be Released. The full significance of which, there's a lot of stuff in that cutscene that you still won't fully understand, and that's it's supposed to be like that at the moment, but don't worry. In this next section, our trip up Mechonis, answers are certainly forthcoming. Now here we do have to use our imagination a little bit. Let's pretend we got now the high-end tier pod, which takes us down to to Machna Forest at the pod landing site. From here, we of course now want to head to Valak Mountain and all the way down this massive area, which I feel like I've already spent way too much of my life in from collectible gathering, but hey, we'll grab more while we're here, I suppose. All the way down to the Mechonis, to the Bionis Thumb and the Mechonis Sword. Oh, I seem to have died, Miss Slide? How very odd. Let's continue. And here we are at the Great Glacier. Remember the cutscene here that was, you know, the duel at Valak Mountain, it's called, between Dunban and Mumkar, where Mumkar's fully revealed when you meet Egil in his face the first time. It's all very cool. It was actually voted by fans of the game as the best cutscene in the game. I'm not sure I quite agree with that. I think there's one or two upcoming that does beat it out, but there's certainly no denying it's up there with Unfinished Business as one of the and kind of the first cutscene in Colony 9 where we see Metal Face as being really good. And so that concludes at least our tour of the Bionis. We've been up and we've been down again. We ain't done yet though. The first thing we need to do is go to where we actually fought and defeated Mumkar, because there's actually one final thing we need to do briefly in Sword Valley. We're also seeing here something that wasn't in the original version. There's an addition purely for the Definitive Edition, addition for the Definitive Edition, which is sandstorms as a weather condition in Sword Valley. They just occasionally appear here. It's the only place in the game you see sandstorms, which is just mildly interesting. They added it here instead of rain. Now, here we are where we need to be. This is the control tower. Last time we just went straight into the fortress, and we've got this whole kind of area, if I zoom out on the map, this whole area here that's actually open to us, and was last time. We just didn't go here. We went straight into the fortress after we fought Mumkar. Here, there's actually a couple more landmarks for us to get. And there is a quest for us actually to complete. We could have potentially awkwardly jabbed this at the time, but it would have been very difficult. Even now, once this guy fucks off. Come on, fuck off. I'm actually going to level myself up a little bit. We've obtained an absurd amount of... So, I should remind you how expert mode works. Experience that you get from quests and from discovering landmarks is set aside, and you can apply that to your characters whenever you choose, but it doesn't apply by default. Thus, you'll have noticed we've barely gone up a level in all the side questing we've done, but we are capable of going up as high as level 65 is what we've kind of earned, but I'm keeping that in check. We don't need it for now. I don't want to become over-leveled, so I'm going to take us to 58 on all hands. And you'll notice, well, you'll notice I had this the entire time, is we have Shulk, Fiora, and Rhine ready. So, I am going to build up the party gauge a little bit here, because we've got a not easy fight here. Ah, here we go! Surprise quest, defeat Lightning Renove, who was in the area around the radio tower. Where's the radio tower, you ask? I thought we were going to get it there, but we didn't. First off, make sure your Monado meter is charged. This fight, you will fucking need it. Lightning Renove has an incredibly brutal counter spike, and you need to... Here's the radio tower, and you need to be able to purge him constantly. Do I want to take Dunban here instead? I think I do actually want to switch out Fiora for Dunban. And I'll put Dunban in last, weirdly. We might be doing some breaking and toppling here, because that will at least stop his spike. He's level 55, so we should probably be alright, but you can never be too careful. Let's start a fight. We'll try and build up the party gauge on these guys a little bit. We can get a lot of like extra effects off and can kill them quite easily. It's a good case to get the party gauge built up, which will just make the fight a bit easier. Right, we're ready, and so with that, let's grab any gubs we've got from this, and let's take on Lightning Renove. So, I'm going to purge him immediately. I've shuffled around my Monado arts, by the way, a little bit, so that I've got, you know, the combat ones on one side, like the damaging ones on one side, and the other shit on the other side. Are we going to break and topple this guy? Yeah, fuck it, let's do that. Let's break him. Since we're in a chain attack, we can quite easily topple him. And Dunban can Soaring Tempest everyone. Nice. And, yes, brilliant. Shulk can now daze. Not getting the best out of this chain attack in terms of damage multiplier, but we're getting them topple locked, which is what I want to do exactly here. Oh, and I can chain with Blossom Dance. And it's giving us some absurd chain extensions here. And a ×5 sword tried to kill him! Oh, if only I had Demon Slayer. The one that topples everyone else if you use it as a killing blow. But we can Worldly Slash. Wow. Holy shit, we wrecked that guy's day. Topple resist and daze resist, both of which are actually pretty handy in the right situations. Ooh, 200,000. I think that's the highest chain attack damage we've ever got without Melia on hand. That was not much of a problem, but that's because this three are incredibly powerful. This three, I was going to say this team and these three. Well, we'll launch straight into another chain attack to ruin this guy's day. And then I'll finish up here. Right, we will loot this chest. Inferno armor. It's nothing particularly good, I think. Well, nothing. None of the weapons here are that useful because we'll be fighting Mechon for most of the time. We're on Mechonis, shockingly. So really anything that isn't anti-Mechon weaponry isn't particularly useful. We'll head up to the north here because there's actually a final location we can get. Is this north? This is south. It's the opposite of north. And this gets us the Port Maintenance Bay, which should be, yep, the final location in Bionis. Bionis Sword. Mechonis Sword Valley. There we go. And there's actually a unique monster here. Fate Libolus. So, he's only level 51. He's not a little surprise quest. He's nice and easy. Let's ruin his day. Well, 2 chain attacks finish that off pretty sharpish as well. So that's us done in Sword Valley. There's a little bit I want to finish up now in Galahad Fortress as well as continuing my walk. So let's warp to the Ether Flux Conduit. We basically walked past the entrance to Sword of Galahad Fortress, so I can't be asked to walk back it again. You've got an idea for the distance. We need some collectibles here. What are we looking for? Ooh, skill trees and art, you say? Nope, we'll do that in a bit. Collectibles, there we go. Yeah, we need a part and a strange. Can't remember which ones are which. So let's gather those. Well, there's actually another couple of things we can do, which I'll draw attention to. Speed it on, please, though, as I walk down here, because there's a little hidden thing in Galahad Fortress that a lot of people don't know about if we walk through it. These fuel supply rooms, by the way, we may not necessarily have showed off, and these are a lot of fun, because they've got an absurd number of enemies here, and you can very easily do massive chain attack things here if you... Oh, there's a unique monster here. Precious Retrato, apparently. Well, that should be fun. Let's do a massive buster. Oh, that was spicy. We'll go straight into a chain attack. Let's... Oh, that was thick itself. Let's... War Swing. And let's Rise Soaring Tempest. Oh, that nearly charged an entire second chain attack just on its own. You love to see it. Alright, let's finish up here. Straight into our next chain attack. Love it. Right, let's Backslash. Let's Lariat. We're charged again. Let's Soaring Tempest. And if we get a chain attack, let's do an absurd Monado Buster, why not? 177,000 even as well. This team starts becoming unstoppable against all but the most powerful enemies pretty quickly. And we're at that stage, which is great. Now we got another fuel supply room to the north here, but I believe this one doesn't have a unique monster in it. Does, however, have a collectible. Is that what we were after? Hunger Crash? I think it... No, it wasn't. But I think that may have been our final location down here. It was indeed. So we've got all the locations here. Let's just walk down to the bottom, again, to demonstrate the size, and also to gather collectibles. The truest calling in life. Oh, shit. Is there any way out of here, or is this just how I die? I think this may be how I die. Oh, wow. Yep, that dissolved me. But that wasn't just poison, that's a fucking ether river. Ether that had been sucked out of the Bionis. Grim. Oh my god, all the way back here. Well, guess I'm walking again. So, first off, let's see if we've got all the collectibles we need down here. We have! Excellent! So, for turning in the bugs, we get Terrain Defense 2, which are complete garbage. The terrain defenses really aren't good anyway. I could just get out of there, frankly. And a 2 at this stage, come on. Agility down 3, eh. And for these strangers, Ether up 3, alright, but we have better. And a weapon we can't use because it's no good against Mechon. Cool. Is that actually genuinely better than what Ryan's holding? I'm guessing it probably isn't as well. Oh, it actually is. That is really good, but it's no Machinagada. Now, here's an interesting thing. If we go onto Warp, we can't warp down to the lowest levels. This here where we fought Eggle says we can't enter this area, so you can't skip to the landmark. That's actually a lie. We can't skip travel to the landmark, that's correct. And it believes we can't enter the area, but we actually can. And there's a couple of cases in the game where this is actually technically true, where it won't allow you to skip travel to places, but you can still go there. This is the Face Maintenance Bay where we fought Fiora in Silverface, and then this led through to the Fortress Depths. This is the reason we can't warp here, by the way. They did absolutely collapse during the fight with Eggle, and we fell all the way down to Sword Valley. And, of course, you can't warp to the landmark, because the landmark's there in the middle, which we can't get to. From here, though, this is a thing not a lot of people know of. Do you remember what happened last time, when we fell off the bottom of the fortress? And here we are, landing at the Silver Wreckage, despite the fact the fortress is all the way over there. There's definitely a lot of drift in it, but it's a really nice touch to me, that if you fall off the bottom of Galahad Fortress, you wake up exactly where you woke up when you last fell off Galahad Fortress, because of course you do. A really nice touch that you genuinely have to go out of your way to ever actually experience as a player, to the point where I would guess that 95% of players probably don't see that. But, hey, that's what I'm here for. With that, we need to finish our walk along the world so far. We're nearly there, so let's head to the hidden Machina village. And our final goal for now is Rexit here, this Machina. Once you hit 4 stars with Mechonis, you can trade with him for the Angel Engine Y. Another expensive trade that's annoying to get in terms of affinity. Get Angelic Imitation, our another achievement, and it goes into the parts category. We've got 2 more to get, which we actually just can't get at the moment. The people we need for it, we have just not got access to, or we've not got enough affinity. But I will get to them in time. So we're down here. Our goal in the long run, next episode, is to climb the Mechonis. We will actually be starting this at the end of this episode. Oh, piss off. But there's a couple more things I briefly want to do. We have a new bit of time attack unlocked. Let's go to the weird Nopon Land of Challenge. So we have a new trial unlocked. We have Third Wheel, which is level 55, which is Shulk, Fiora, who we're driving, then Melia and Dunban.
Nopon Archsage expecting good record.
You can expect whatever you want, mate. As ever, I'll do this at least to get the unlockable armors from it, and I'll kind of talk through the restrictor one, then I'll do it myself on free mode. So, this takes place on the Fallen Arm, which is why we unlocked it on the Fallen Arm, though actually, in fairness, not generally a super reliable rule. We don't get to choose equipment here, which also means we don't get to choose Fiora's drones. Fiora's got cannon drones, which is her worst one for me. It shoots in a straight line. It's not the most useful. I'll say I currently have sword drones equipped, which does a fuck ton of damage in a combo to 1 unit. There's also a third drones, which is just as good, I'd say, as sword drones. Cannon is definitely the weakest of the 3. I'm going to take out these Mechon first with Fiora, because they're a nice target for someone like Fiora. And Fiora's build here is kind of Dunban-y, the way they've got her. She's definitely on a kind of like... she's kind of on a slightly agility tank, does a lot of damage, bit glass cannon-y. She's not the tanky build I tend to have her with, just because I think that's what she's better suited to. But we'll take out this first wave. We're doing a lot of fun stuff that's pleasing the Archsage, so that's pretty good. Right, let's do a chain attack to please the Archsage. Now push our tension up, which is good. Melia, handy. At least they give us Melia in the middle, which is good for chain attacks. And then we'll do Soaring Tempest. Oh, chain, nice. Oh, it's been really good to us. That was fortunate. Obviously, your affinity does carry into these battles. Here, you weirdly just get some Ponios. And a tiny little Scout Mechon. Very bizarre. But there we go. And then the third wave is some kind of mixed things. This at least gives me a bit of a chance to demonstrate Fiora's cannon drones. Let's give it a bit of a boost. And then, yeah, when you use cannon drones, it just goes blarg in a line in front of her. Not great, not terrible either. It simply is. Oh, vision. That can't be good. Why is it? Oh, Fiora's real low on health. That's why. Oh, Fiora's dead. That changes the future in a sense, I suppose. Guys, can one of you get me up, please? Thank you. I want to actually take advantage of this vision while we still got it. One Dunban. Yeah, fucking Soaring Tempest, why not? Oh, I tried to daze him, but it didn't quite work. We blazed him, though, instead of dazing him. That's kind of cool. Oh, shit, I actually fucking died. Oh, I thought I was actually doing pretty well there. Apparently not. Why am I getting visions? I'm dead. And we haven't got enough beans to revive me. And Melia's clearly going to lose pretty soon anyway. There we go. Fuck me, let's try that again. Right, let's see how we actually did on that. 5 minutes isn't great, but we did some stuff which pleases the sage, hopefully. Pleases the sage. Good one. B. Oh dear. I did not please the sage. Let's try that again. Well, that one was certainly faster. Whether it pleased the sage more, let's find out. We only need to get an A in this in order to get the gubs, so. And we got an S, holy shit. Definitely pleased the sage. A lot of chain attack stuff going on there. So that gets us some armor for Fiora. As ever with rewards from this, it's mostly shit, but it has some interesting aesthetics. But we'll look at that when we can get the whole thing together. Now I'll do that in free mode, which is much more easily done with, let's swap up Dunban into first, because I want to be able to pull off the Heat Haze Soaring Tempest combo myself. Let's just do that with these three. These be my fighty party, in case you hadn't noticed.
How do you like that? We are at
Weirdly, my time there was actually slightly slower, but that's because I literally spent most of it in chain attacks waiting for those animations to play out, so hopefully that'll have still got a pretty good rank. A, not actually as good as the last one, surprisingly, but there we go. Do I need S for gubs on that? Really? Ugh, that's a bit annoying. Yeah, Christ, I need S. Awful. Oh, that's a record for chain damage, surely. 292,000. Good lord, we can do some insane shit now, it's great. So there, I was slightly faster, but I tried to go for cool rather than fast, to do a lot of like breaking and toppling and dazing and stuff, which will hopefully please the Archsage. There we go. 23 chain attack arts. Wild.
Here is little something.
And here is indeed little something. They're shit, but there we go. Let's see how this stuff looks on Fiora. So yeah, Sun Visor, terrible. Water Frame, terrible. Water Arms, terrible. And Water Boosters, terrible. But we can see how it looks. There we go. Got weird synthetic flesh panels. Cool. Let's not look at that any longer. With that, what I want to do now is actually show off how much we have done since we last did plot stuff. So we came to the Hidden Village, and then since then we've done a huge, about 10 episodes, big episodes worth of side quests throughout the Bionis. And kind of the Bionis as well, to a certain extent, if we count the Fallen Arm. Doctor, put up the visualizer now. This is the visualizer at the state at which we started the last round of quests. Doctor, start filling it in. And this shows you how much we have done since then. You can see all this stuff unlocking, and we really are making a lot of progress through this gigantic visualizer. We've actually done over 2/3 of the quests in the game. Some of the final ones are a bit more complicated, but actually we are mostly there, to be honest. And certainly the next chunk, like, I don't think again in the game, other than right near the end, we're going to have one big chunk of side quests like this. It's going to be a lot of just dispersed throughout doing quest stuff, main quest stuff, which is pretty cool. Up next, let's do some equipping of everyone. No, let's actually look at these light things first. Oh, Magnum Charge is leveled up. Fiora's learned a lot. What's she learned? She's learned Power Drain, creates a special field that absorbs strength. This one's actually pretty handy. It's probably better than Zero Gravity, so I'm going to level that up and equip it. As I was whining about earlier, though, Fiora is quite heavily gimped by the fact that we've got no advanced art books for her at all, and everything that she uses is already fully leveled up, which is a bit annoying. Well, let's pump some levels into anyone who can take it, frankly. I think Freezing there with Ricky might actually be our first level 10 art. Yeah, it's Ricky's bread and butter, so he certainly needs it. Right, equipment next, I think. Let's see who needs what. Oh, we've got some new visuals as well. What are these? Oh, we've got the third Aerith type for everyone. So that's like Aerith type. So 1 is blue, 2 is green, Aerith 3 is purple. Here's how it looks on everyone. Apart from Fiora, obviously. And then hands, we've also got Aerith type 3. I should put someone into Aerith type. I think, let's put Sharla into full Aerith type, I think. Yeah, that's quite cool looking. Right, let's look at actual things. So Dunban should be set up with all the blade stuff, which it basically is, and we'll just leave that as it is, because actually, initial tension, strength up, agility up, aura heal, all very Dunban. Ryan's in the heaviest of armor, which is all pretty good. Break, a good chance of break on the thing? We may want a better weapon gem for him, potentially. I think aggro up will be better for Ryan, draw that aggro. Shulk, auto attack stealth, art stealth, lovely, you love to see it. We don't want quick step though. We'll give him some HP, that's always nice for Hulk. Shulk, make him survive a bit more. Ricky again is fully heavy armoured, and Poison Plus is pretty good on the biter for him. Charles on Heat Sink, full Ether up and HP up, which is exactly where I want her to be. Melia again on Poison for a Southern Earth combo, a lot of Ether up, that's all looking pretty good. Have we got any slotted medium armor we can have her in? Yep, that's still better than nothing. Let's give her... Oh, you know what? More Ether up. Never have too much Ether up. And Fiora's probably as good as she's getting. We have not got a great deal of Mechonis gear in our travels. Got Gun Drones 1, but I'll wait till we get Gun Drones 2, which will be, hopefully, fairly soon. Finally, skills. Well, first off, Ryan's learned a new skill. Heal grants haste to the party when an enemy is defeated. That's quite nice. And Ricky has learned increases strength during the night. Let's sort out everyone's skill links from first principles. Not capture. How do I... There we go. It's minus, isn't it? No, it isn't. It's plus. It makes sense for minus to be the remove skill button, but it's not. Hello, cat. So, for Dunban, we've got... Well, in cooldown in the day, because why not? Cooldown half the time. Increases agility, reduces weight of equipment. You're starting to see how Dunban some of these are. Physical need to defense, increases damage in a chain attack, which is really helpful because Dunban starts those like nobody's business. Attack power of equipped weapon, increases agility, all very Dunban. So we've got good ones for Ryan. Boost physical defense and ether defense. Strength when HP is at max, reduces physical damage taken, and increases strength during the night and the day. Shulk, we've got reduces weight of equipment, increases agility when dying, HP increase, attack power increase, boosts physical defense when dying, increases agility, and block rate when dying. Basically, all designed to make Shulk lighter on his feet and more survivable. Ricky, of course, has to have heavy equipment on because he's wearing heavy equipment, and frankly, the man is fantastic in heavy equipment, So, since Ricky's also a bit of an ether user, we've got improves ether defense the more heavy equipment is worn, and he's fully in heavy equipment. Increases ether, increases damage dealt by ether arts, increases max HP, and then, of course, heavy armor. So for Charlotte, we have got improves healing arts when used on ally with half HP, heals the party after a chain attack, healing arts restore more HP, seeing a theme here probably, boosts defenses, increases max HP, increases attack power, can't hurt, increases ether, and reduces aggro when an aura is active, and her aura reduces aggro aura anyway, so... So for melee, we've got reduced cooldown, physical protect with Battlestart affinity, increases ether, increases defenses, medium weight equipment, and reduces physical damage taken. And then for Fiora, we've got some kind of tanky stuff of improves block rates, improves attacks from behind, because she's got a couple of them, restores damage when dealing a critical hit, because it's soon going to be very easy for Fiora to do critical hits, because every counterattack is critical hit, and soon we'll get to all double attacks being critical hits, which would be great. Increases aggro drawn, because I want her to say in the kind of the tank form, and reduces cooldown during the day, because why not? With that, perfecting the art is an achievement, which I'll put on screen what that does, and now it's time for us to actually get on with what we're supposed to be doing. So, let's go to Digit 2 Plane over here, because this is our way onwards. It's weird, actually, in some ways, almost to be going on with the actual main quest again. It's also... This episode, I figured it would be the case, but this episode has been, by a significant margin, the largest episode in terms of recording time I've ever done for Xenoblade. Possibly for anything? Looking at the moment, the clock is on 2 hours and 37 minutes. I knew this was going to be a massive one, and because most of this is going to be a big episode anyway, but even so, most of it's been sped up. It's been me walking through the entirety of the map, which was never going to be small now, was it? And then doing all the leveling up and all of that stuff, so this was always going to be a chonker. I'm trying to think if I've ever had a 2.5 hour session in any other, as in, not session, but single episode. Probably, honestly not. Anyway, here as we move up this fuel pipe, there's the Mechonis, dead ahead of us, and here is the rotating bulkhead, doing its thing, and rotating. Let's head on, leaving the tenuous lands of the kind of Bionis Mechonis overlap of the Fallen Arm behind, and heading directly into the Mechonis. If you see it, you can go there, and boy, can we see it.
Bionis and Mechonis.
Oh, it's so different, seeing them from this kind of perspective.
We cannot see it from here, but our people are still fighting up there.
It's difficult to believe that two such huge things ever fought each other. I wonder how the Machina felt at the time.
Must have been horrible.
Scary too.
Fear robs us of reason. Out of fear, we commit terrible atrocities and call them acts of self-preservation.
Fear gives rise to more fear. A never-ending circle of hatred.
Perhaps that circle can be broken.
Fear. It must be what's driving this. What's made Egil act this way.
Oh,